trying to do what it can. It's going after the Tiger. It does not pen, though. Sherman now wondering what it should do. Tiger pulling on back. Let's get down to business. To do this replay, hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, joined by 151. 151, do you want to say hello? Oh, I'm sorry, what was that? You're currently playing with a corgi right now, so you had to step away. Unfortunately, I still had to get the replay done on time. We'll see if he comes back later on. Anyway, this is Greyshot117 doing this COH2 cast. This is a 2v2 on the map Crossing in the Woods, a COH2 favorite, in my opinion. That or you're a very experienced player and you're just sick of this map. One of the two. Either way, should be an entertaining game. We got a Soviet and American versus 2 OKW. Hopefully, gonna lead to some intense action. Now then, the Soviet players already picked a commander. We got Erno with shock rifle, and the one of the OKW players, which is hilariously named USA, has gone Grand Defensive. We have Ryan Parsons, who's yet to pick, and Imported Socks as the American, who has yet to pick as well. Echelon's fighting Volks, pulling back, very smart position, as you don't want to lose a model in a fight you can't win. They're going to lure the Volk squads over in the Sturm onto the road. Maybe they can use that to their advantage. Volk squad trying to take advantage and knock out the unit before he can build the cover. Echelon's quick to react and force him back. Anyway, if you want to support the channel and me doing these games, again, I appreciate just like subscribing, but if you want to do further, you can check the links down below to join the Discord, to actually play games with me on my live stream on twitch.tv/Greyshot17, as well as other things. Meanwhile, Ryan Parsons has doubled up as a Grand Defensive double team going on. American forces, though, are pushing on in. Soviets, really nice comeback play, coming in right along the side, taking out the retreating units, and an excellent job right there. Conscripts continuing to murder. Oh my god. Volk squads are running like hell, but they're being picked apart left and right. Now then, let's see. What do we got right now? We did lose a Sturm squad, but it looks like Ryan was able to pull back most of his men. He did bring up, not partisans, what am I saying? Jesus. He is bringing up Panzerfusiliers, so he should be able to compete with a lot of that infantry at longer ranges when he gets the upgrade. Until then, there's no way he's going to compete with any of this. The Americans are helping make down additional cover to kind of hold this sector. Meanwhile, it is gone the complete opposite way on the right-hand side. The U.S. has broken through. Oh god, this is so convoluted. USA. What can I do for that? I don't know. Anyway. Let's see. I'll call him a major U.S. historical figure. Let's see. Who would be shouting USA a ton? I know. How about a good old-fashioned Kurt Russell from, Big Trouble in Little China? There we go. That character would absolutely be saying USA a lot. So, anyway, Kurt, tried to push on in. Really good save by Erno. He managed to reinforce the engineer squad to keep it on the front and reinforce it while the conscript squad goes back. So really nice job again. That is a very powerful unit with a flamethrower. Really good micro in that part of keeping the front line going. This is going to be enough units to easily push back Kurt Russell's forces. And now Kurt Russell is going to have a bit of an issue. He does have the Kubel, and that can pop a shock here or there, maybe get a model if they're lucky. But unfortunately in this situation, it's one unit and very vulnerable unit, all things considered, but they can still defend there. Looks like the American forces are switching back over, as now we have Ryan coming on in to fight in mid with his Panzerfusiliers. Now, the American forces and the captain equipped with a bar, gonna make quick work of that, to be honest. They're just gonna easily shred this, take it down, wear him down, and force him back to base. Now, I don't think they have any grenades. They don't. Yeah, the American players not got any upgrades. The Soviet hasn't even upgraded to another base. Tier 1, Tier 2, not in the question right now because it has not been developed. However, to be honest, it looks like the Soviet player having some issues. I believe he's lost a unit. Let me confirm that. Yes, he did lose one conscript squad. Nice little win right there. I think it was on the far left. Well, it looks like Rifleman pushed them back, and a fighting position is being made, so very nice to see. Some good defensive play by Ernyo. And imported socks. And so far, that defensive play has really worked out because, they allowed Kurt Russell to come on in. They did lose a unit, but again, imported socks lost a couple there as well. But overall, it looks like the Germans are still a little further back and are now going to have to reinforce and get themselves back up and running, as now both assaults on left and right have pretty much fallen apart. Anyway, Volk squads immediately retreating. Yeah, Americans just cleaning up on left and I'm assuming repairing. Nice. I wonder if he's going to put tank traps there. Again, the machine gun can fire through it, while a tank shot, if there's like a tank trap or something, it'll hit it, stop it, use of cover. Really, really good for like blocking just random shots of AT, tank shots, even sometimes an artillery shot if it comes on the right angle. So could be very useful. Anyway, Panzerfusiliers, now looks like the munition income is still suitable to get enough upgrades. Again, these do cost quite a bit. It's 80 munitions, but it looks like Kurt Russell was able to save up enough and start annihilating a lot of these conscripts. Grenade on the units in cover to try to wear them down. That conscript squad should retreat. Lots of Soviet forces dying. Now the question is, are they going to be taking out the Panzerfusiliers on the retreat? That flamethrower unit killed him so quick, he actually retreated the other way. Sure, why not? Anyway, I love how he keeps reinforcing this engineer squad. My god, it is done so well. But Kubel up to veteran C2, 5 kills, nothing to sneeze at, and a half-track coming on in, while Ernyo doesn't really have an effective means of AT for a half-track. The reason I say that compared to, let's say, a Panzer IV is that half-track is going to suppress. So how are you going to get close unless you come in from multiple directions? The problem is he's lost so many conscripts, he doesn't exactly have the ability to come in from all those directions he possibly could have before. Anyway, imported socks coming along in as well. So we could see it a half-track battle. That's probably not suited for this, because we can see here this AA half-track is already damaged. And while, yes, it's turning the Sturms, if that other half-track just stays there, he's going to start firing and getting rear shots. This is the one thing I hate about this AA gun. I know people say it's great and all that stuff, fine, whatever. I find it weird it takes rear armor damage when it's specifically designed to go in the back. I feel like this unit should have, like, I don't know, it have it flipped almost. Like rear armor damage, which usually increases damage, should be on the front. Maybe that is the case and I'm just stupid, which again could be entirely possible and is likely, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Hey, let me know. But anyway, shock troops trying to hold him back, missed the grenade, and I feel like he should probably pull back before he gets taken out again. Luckily, a lot of this, oh my god, shock troops showing who's boss. I thought he would lost that, but I think an early retreat really cost him that battle. And I think with the G43s, he probably could have held that. But looks like right now we got Kurt Russell coming on in to really help out. He gets his unit in the building. Shock troops could throw a grenade. That is possible. But no, but they're going to retreat. And they're going to retreat into the creek. Yes, we're seeing a creek retreat, which is good. A lot of the Panzerfusiliers have a couple extra shots and also negative cover. Shock troops are going to run. But it looks like all three models will make it out of the fire of the Panzerfusiliers. Now, Kurt Russell has, I mean, he doesn't exactly have a huge army. Half-track is very low. American one coming back, of all things, but luckily, the German one is able to escape. The counter is imported socks able to heal it a lot better and get up to operational status, so that's good. As long as you can keep this thing going, fantastic in terms of, like, keeping a unit on the front and just very active, which is why a lot of American crews are exceptionally deadly, because, well, I mean, the American tanks are not the strongest in terms of like damage dealing, like some of their German, like the German variants, and as well not as resilient as, let's say, the Soviet or the British, because Churchill KV. But the fact that they can come out so quick is, except for, let's say, something like Soviet industry, really does help them out for a lot of their vehicles. Panzerfusiliers are holding mid. It's going to be curious to see how they counter this. It looks like Ernyo is pulling out a T-70. That could be effective. However, Kurt Russell just got an AT gun. Ryan, on the other hand, he does have an AT unit. We have partisans. Now, I keep saying partisans. Panzerfusiliers with PanzerSharks. They have double PanzerSharks, and the other squad does have a G43 rifle attached, but it also has the AT grenade still available. So they have AT in mass. They should have enough. They have to play it smart. Now, it looks like the Allies are doing exactly that. We're seeing imported socks leading an offensive, and with the American forces in front, if Parsons tells his unit to attack that infantry, the Shreks with the infantry. Now, luckily, that was not the case. And a great grenade, he does kill a rifleman squad. Really good kill. Little bit of a retreat, though, and Ryan might be opening himself up to a counterattack. If the Soviets and American forces combined can break through that line while that building was being made, looks like he smartly pulls back before doubling down in that area, which is suitable, 100% suitable. The reason is simply because of the fact that, well, how do I put this in the nicest way possible? I'm trying to think of a very clear and easy way to assess this. Yeah, you're just losing a bunch of supplies, materials. Luckily, it looks like these both sides have been taking heavy casualties on these big pushes. But neither side is breaking, because again, they just keep fighting over these similar areas. There's a flame here, so I'm assuming Molotov was thrown. Again, good job with the Kubel supporting the Storm Pioneers. Very low on those Storm Pioneers. For one conscript squad, they actually did a pretty damn good job at holding back Storm Pioneers. Usually it's a little more one-sided. Anyway, we got Riflemen opening fire. They're going to have to pull back. That Volk squad is too high on health, and he's already taken a lot of casualties. But we have paratroopers now, and they're about to get the LMGs, which will allow them long-range warfare, as we can see right here. Very nicely done. Look at that machine gun. Point is, though, the American forces now have a very capable long-range unit that can outpace the Panzerfusiliers's, in my opinion. But, again, it's mostly in a cover position. The jumping cover to cover is going to be necessary because of the support gun, so that could be a variable that, well, Imported Socks has to contend with. As well as something to contend with is the fact that both Germans went with this grand offensive doctrine. That's not, I do always dismiss double doctrines. On this map, there's how do I put this? It does have enough secondary things. It's one of the few doctrines where I can say it has the infantry, it has recon, it has artillery, it has a heavy tank. It has a lot going for it. So that's the only thing I'll say about it. Now, unless... Alright, we have this going down. What? Oh, major artillery is coming down, pushing back a lot of the German forces, because you don't want to be hit by a major artillery. No, you don't. You do not want to lose a unit for major artillery. It sucks when it does, especially because major artillery is so cheap that you're essentially wasting units for nothing. Now, it looks like Imported Socks is bringing out the big guns. Paratroopers are now opening fire, shredding the Panzerfusiliers's. We know Volk squad's coming on in. That should help even the fight. But what's this T-70 saying? Hell no, I'm going to even this fight. And yeah, he's popping off shots against the infantry. The flamethrower is back. My god, that flamethrower is kicking ass and taking names. Again, love it so much because he has conscripts right there reinforced and takes too much damage. And he's using it to slowly burn the Germans out of cover, forcing the enemy back. Again, I cannot say this enough. Very good plays, all things considered, by all players. The Germans will come back and have a great round. The Americans and Soviets will come back and have a good round. This is very, very competitive. Now, Opel Sudan are coming on in. They did get that STG-44 upgrade, which makes them very good at all ranges for pretty much all, for the most part. Rakettenwerfer did fire a shot, I think, but judging by that, the half-track did more. Panzerfusiliers's are trying to get it. They're trying to kill that unit as well in retreat. It's going to be close, but the Panzer headquarters should prevent them from charging in any further into German territory. The MG as well is pretty good, though you could always see a smoke grenade or something, especially with a captain right there. But Immortal Socks is, for some reason, not gotten the grenade upgrade. I understand it's a little more divisive, but it's a very, very important thing to use so you can get around MGs and other things like that. I think... In all honesty, it is incredibly useful to have that smoke. I know grenades, you'd rather get the upgrades, but smoke is so important that... what was lost? I'm not entirely sure. We did get a 50 cal, so that's good. Again, luckily, the Port Sox is just dropping in supplies. They're trying to push that paratrooper out of cover. Good idea. You force them out of cover, and that allows Opel Sudan an easy win. Opel Sudan now are just going to shred the AT gun, which is slowly backing on up. T-70 is under, should be getting repairs soon, hopefully, while they get a Tier 4 base. That should allow for some better Soviet equipment, and they're pretty close to a T-34. That could definitely help out, but Ryan Parsons has a full, well-suited army. Same thing with Kurt Russell, but Kurt Russell's armor needs a bit of repairs. He doesn't exactly have that available. Both sides of the OKW have the building unlocked, so we could absolutely... Oh, wow, huge retreat right there. Fire trying to, though, stop... No, Fire trying to kill him on retreat. What am I saying? Yeah, that's so weird. I mean, not a bad idea. Yeah, definitely him on retreat. Commonly, a lot of times, white phosphorus and that fire is combined to just melt units. My God. But very interesting he used that because, yeah, that did not really do all that much damage to the infantry. American forces coming on back in, and again, they have a number of kills. We're seeing 8 to 14 across the board. And, yeah, right now we're seeing quite a bit. Right now, these Panzer Sldeers are pretty much the only thing that can hold the line. Will they? It's going to be iffy. That support gun's really going to have to do overtime if that is the case. Panzer Sldeers are still trying to hold. Not going to happen. German forces are going to need retreat. Again, Panzer headquarters will stop any further. And again, they walk into the trap, which... yeah, he should have ran a little sooner. He'll take a little bit more manpower damage. But I'm actually surprised, again, in major part, because we haven't seen any German armor. Oh, good kill right there. That's a nice PyroShark kill. And possibly steel. So good. But yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting indeed. That they decided to skip, essentially, the Panzer IV, the Panther, and going straight for the Tiger. Now you can say Greyshot. Tiger is, of course, a heavy tank. It's going to win the game, you know, because Wereboos are, you know what they're talking about. And, of course, the German armor had the best armor of the war and, you know, all that nonsense. But in COH2, a big heavy tank is powerful, but a combined force army is deadly to it. One unit isn't going to win you the game if the enemy has a way to tackle it. Now let's see what the allies have. If we're about to see 2 Tigers, which looks like, especially with Kurt Russell's manpower reserves, which also good job on him for saving that much, and also good job with the ET holding back the Sherman, although it is firing a number of explosive rounds. So what do we got here? We have a possible IS-2, but from what we've seen, at the very least, we do have a T-70. Now, that's a little different than the half-track and such, because it can take a lot more shots and immune to small arms fire, but it's a light tank still. So, but he already has a light tank. He could go medium. I understand why he's not, so he might be going for the IS-2. That's understandable. An American dodge grenade right there. Very nice. Imported Sox has gone with the Sherman, so they've already gotten that medium tank. So, right now, the Axis don't have that. Now, usually in a 2v2 setup, again, you have that dynamic where light tank, medium tank, heavy tank. So that way you can kind of build up for it, and you're not in this issue where you might be winning the game, but because you didn't choose armor, the enemy gets armor out a little sooner than you do and can overtake the lead that you currently have. And yes, the Americans and Soviets are currently down, but they're doing a good job at contesting all these points. And I think a large part is the fact they have so much infantry, so much armor, etc. They're just poking holes into German lines. Now, it helps if they actually hit the target. Nice Panzerfaust, that's going to really help delay them. T-70, though, again, this is the issue, just poking holes. Firing now, trying to kill the Stern Pioneer squad, I think. From all the shots, it looks like he's trying to kill the squad. Now he's trying to hit the half-track. Nice veterancy, though, on the half-track. Veterancy 3, goddamn. All right, but looks like Kurt Russell's enough, saying enough is enough with his armor and getting himself a Panther. Ryan Parsons, however, is gun-ho about getting that Tiger, but he'll get that pretty soon as long as he stops taking so many manpower losses. Even if he does get the Tiger, that will pose a major problem. Great, you got the Tiger, but all your men are going to be stuck at base for a minute or two while they reinforce with the slow trickle of manpower that you have coming on in, especially because you got a heavy tank, so it's going to reduce it even more. MG suppressing the conscript. Captain doing okay. Conscripts on right, pretty much going unopposed for the most part. Again, really good job across the board. And we got ourselves American infantry pushing on in. Now we have a Volk squad here. Yeah, they're going to immediately be shredded. Paratroopers are no laughing matter, especially Veteran Z3. He has done a very good job at making these things extremely versatile in the battlefield. Dodging grenades, putting them up. The biggest threat I see to these paratroopers right now is the Obel Sadat. Can they deal with all these forces with the LMGs? That's the big question right now. Now, in the grand scheme of things, they're pushing on in. Paratroopers are in no cover or medium cover. They're in not a great position based on their position of cover. Bundle grenade being thrown, but terrible bundle grenade. He's going to try to get the kill, maybe. No, he's focusing on the unit. That could have been a good kill. Good pick right there. Shock Troop's going for the right kind whiffers, maybe? That'd be a nice counter if they can get it, but Panzer Headquarters stops him. And we have another grenade. Does a little bit of model damage. No kill with the LMGs. Tiger is on the field, though, and hopefully will turn the tide. Now, what do the Allies have to counter this heavy tank, the one that has been built up? Well, the American has an AT grenade, one AT gun, and a Sherman. Is that enough? In a direct engagement, yes. If it's separated, hell no. The Tiger would win that, especially because this Tiger... Oh, wait, he's actually not getting the Panzer Headquarters ability. Sorry, the Panzer Authorization. Or Panzer Commander. What am I saying? Panzer Commander ability. The reason I say that it's so important because that calls artillery and it allows all sorts of other things. That's why it's so good and why I'm so curious as to why he's just getting an MG. Maybe he's just focusing on infantry. Whatever the case would be. Anyway, Panzer Fusilier forces are taking mid. Sherman trying to do what it can. Is going after the Tiger. It does not pen though. Sherman now wondering what it should do. Tiger pulling on back. Sherman pulling on back from the Tiger. It did pop a shot, so did the Tiger, but both units have missed so far. We have an MG firing. It could use 50 cal. 6-pounder looks like did hit target, or is that M1? This is well opening fire, so that's probably what got it first, as the M1 is still repositioning. Always get... I know the British one is 6-pounder is 17, but yeah. Always get that mixed up. Now, here's the big thing. While the Soviets do have a lot of AT, they have double AT guns and conscripts. Right now, that's the big thing, right, is that KV-8 flamethrower. Because, yes, it can't fight a Tiger. Not in a sense that it's going to win a mono fight, but it can take shots. And if it can take the shots while the AT guns dish out damage, that's an easy win. But if the AT guns, as we can kind of see, are spread out, the Soviets have a little bit... gonna really have to coordinate with the American. They're really gonna have to go and attack at the same time. Now that's the big thing. Will they actually do that? Sudan is pushing on in. Conscripts might be okay. I think it might be trying to go for a retreat option there with that grenade. Whatever the case may be, Captain is sort of chilling, and Conscript Squad just dies. I guess he forgot to retreat. Having a bit of an issue with that for the Soviet player, but he is Soviet, so good old-fashioned, just let it, sacrifice the unit. It's fine. Tiger pulling on back. Jackson got an excellent shot on it, penned it, close to half dead, and he's going to pull back. Anyway, paratroopers pushing on in, trying to push back the Panzer Fusiliers. He's doing they're doing a good job. They can't push up anymore, though. That's the big thing. He can't push up anymore because that Panzer Headquarters right there. And now they have AT. That Sherman's in a really bad position. He's going to need to pull back immediately before he gets overwhelmed. Soviet player looks like having a lot of difficulties on the right-hand side, which is collapsing. KVA has to reposition. This may open the door for important Sox to be hit, but he does have airstrike capabilities. That is likely. We could see a couple airstrikes come on in and force him back in a really effective means. Because, again, you have one tank. P-47s will target that. Now, the counter to that would be this half-track. But if it's engaged in a fight, it's not focusing on planes. If it's engaged in a fight, it can't focus on planes. So, essentially, you'll see it not shoot down any planes while the P-47s rip apart whenever it's into range. Now, Kurt Russell's done a really good job at locking down that sector. Looks like Parsons is coming over to assist while most of his forces are healing. He has very low manpower. While he has a good chunk of munitions and fuel, that's the biggest aspect of Parsons is, unfortunately, his manpower. But a good kill right there by Sudan and the Panther. Easily take out imported stocks. So good effort there. KV-8 as well, just chilling. Just waiting. I'm assuming for, yep, the infantry coming on in. They have two Panzer Fusiliers upgraded with PyroSharks. I did not expect to see that, but it looks like he has a decent mix of anti-infantry and anti-armor. Smoke coming on down, that could help. He can also direct fire through the smoke. If he the KV-8's doing that. That works. AT gun is being hit by the Obelsudan. Really great play right there while we have the Punchful Slurs going after. Shock troops, though, trying to push him back. But one shock troop alone versus two Obelsudan, I don't think that's a good fight. But hey, if the AT gun uses artillery and the KVA flamethrower comes in the mix, that's a good fight. But yeah, we're just seeing Obelsudan be torn apart. Good grenade, though! And the KVA flamethrower knocks out the Obelsudan. That's a huge win against Kurt Russell. But what's this? Cannon-Werfer's opening fire. Lucky bounce. Lucky second bounce. Can we get a third? No, that pens. And that goes straight through the rear armor and neutralizes the KV-8. Excellent work by Kurt Russell, at least getting a little revenge for his lost unit. However, the Soviet player is not done yet. He's getting himself an S-285, most likely counteract that armor. T-70 is still applicable. It's not got a lot of kills, but it's still on the field. It can still do quite a bit. AT gun, yep, being taken out by the Panther. Very lucky it actually got taken out. But hey, that coaxial machine gun, you have to worry about it. Even if it doesn't have the MG42 upgrade. Jackson, though, coming on in. M1 as well, opening fire. Cannon-Werfers are looking the wrong way, man. They're looking the wrong way. And, yeah, conscripts well coming on in. Panther might be overextended right now. P-47s are hitting the Tiger. Stern Pioneers as well taking some hits. We have one plane remaining. AA half track is not stopping to shoot down the plane. And the Panther gets neutralized by the Jackson. But will Jackson be killed by a Cannon-Werfer? It does. So once again, that is a trade. But the question is, they're both getting the same fuel. They're both getting the same munitions. It's been neck and neck. And right now, we're seeing another Jackson be up. But again, the Sherman died. So, you know, takes a plus and minus. Ernio has got himself an S-25, so he has an effective form of AT. Kurt Russell has two Vet-4 light vehicles, the Kubel and the A half-track. And now, we still have that Tiger. That Tiger has got a 6 kills, a decent chunk, but it needs to do more. It needs to really help out, as at this moment, yeah, the Axis may have more men, and especially Kurt Russell has a lot more manpower. But I feel, maybe this is just me, I feel like momentum is on the Americans and Soviet side, and that might be coming to fruition. Now, good smoke, AT gun did miss. They're taking some losses, though, from long-range fire from the paratroopers, which, by the way, my God, 33 kills on that unit. Doing very well for himself for that trooper. But it's a situation where, what do you do? Like, how do you defeat these paratroopers? Well, Tiger's a good option. Looks like something hit it. Maybe the howitzer? Unsure. But something hit that Volk squad, forcing it back. The Germans did take it, and right now, at the very least, they stopped themselves from, looked like, losing. And as right now, they have turned the tide and started putting pressure back on the Allied forces. We have a second Tiger, so we have a double Tiger front. This can be risky. Now, Jackson is overextending. Great use of the Panzerschrecks, hitting the side. Jackson needing to fall back, gets a shot on the Tiger, but misses. Panzerfusiliers could fire another salvo. It doesn't look like they're going to hit, though. Howitzer fire is now coming on in. They're in a kill zone right now, and a lot of fire can be sent their way, which it is, by the 50 cal machine gun, forcing them back. Again, spread out your units, always effective and always good in case the enemy has an MG, so you don't have to retreat fully. Speaking of which, great job by Kurt Russell for having a Vet-5A half-track. That thing is incredibly damaging, or deadly to the Soviet and American respectively. Obelsudan coming on back, neutralizing a T-gun. That's a big win because that'll open up the corridor, keep the A half-track safe. There's a double AT currently hitting the Tiger, but Obelsudan are clearing it. They have nothing protecting it. They need something to protect those AT guns, otherwise it's out in the open. What are you doing? Paratroopers coming on in. This is the counter, but it's a little too late. They need it there earlier. If you're gonna overextend your AT guns, make sure you have the cover. Now, good body block by the rifleman. No grenade to follow up. Just using rifle fire, not gonna get the kill. Very close, but just simply not the case to finish off the unit. Tiger still popping shots from afar. Not many, 4 kills. Paratroopers kind of blobbing up a little bit. Could be susceptible to Tiger fire. They don't exactly have an effective means to hit the Tiger. Paratroopers do get a bonus with the bazooka, but they already got their upgrades, so that's not even a possibility. Meanwhile, the left-hand side, because Ryan Parsons is doing a very good job in terms of, well, capping territory, it looks like we're going to start seeing a turn where the Soviets and Americans are going to start being on the back foot, because right now I think they're doing well when grouped up for the most part. But if they start having to diverge, that's where the Germans, I think, were doing the best. So we'll see how they fare. Because, again, a good coordinated push, especially against overextended Tiger, could easily be a deathbed. Now, the A half-track and a Vet 4 Kubel, definitely, I mean, like, everyone knows, it's like, on a scale of, like, hey, what's the chance of you winning with a Vet 5 Kubel? Literally, it takes your chance in the COH2 game from 10% all the way up to 80%. It's very high with that Vet 5 Kubel. Now, anyway, MG coming on over. Try to guard that area. But again, if the Allied forces put everything they have, they could kill the Kubel and stop his chances at winning it for the Axis. Much more than the Tiger. Much more. To Kubel, very important. Now, Su-85, Jackson, AT gun, opening fire. Tiger very low on health in just a few seconds. My God. Pathfinding not helping it either. A few more shots hitting it. Smoke coming in. Good use of retreat. Pathfinding didn't screw it over too much. And looks like the Panzer as well they had to pull back a lot of the AT because they didn't want to be taken out and dish more damage. Sldered once again coming through this corridor. Where is the Soviet player? Sorry, the American player. No, it's Soviet. What am I saying? What is guarding this area? Right now, T-70 is doing work. Good. I'm glad something is there. Artillery as well coming on in. Can we get a last shot on target? No, we do not. Sldered kill the AT gun with ease. Tiger tank a little more open now. Half track as well can kind of do some cover. Actually, I'm surprised the Panther. Maybe he's using it. He likes the cover position. That could be it. It's not bad cover position actually. Kind of watching over the point. Maybe that's why OKW can salvage. That's why I bring that up. Anyway, Pathfinder's on the field. They're not the IR variants, but they can put down the beacons to reinforce paratroopers. And judging by how dominant these things have been, almost 65 kills for them. My God, that's not a bad idea. But we have airstrikes coming on in. Tiger tank being pushed back by the American Air Force. Plane crash almost kills a lot of the infantry. Second plane coming on in. AA could shoot down. Plane is going to fly. Oh, shit. Well, it just perished on the edge of the map. But it did do enough. It did strafe, and the armor is injured. That's not going to stop the infantry, though, and the other Tiger, which is in a great vantage point. Love this positioning over the hillside, especially with some cover by the tank traps and such around it, and a little bit of terrain. COH2 does have a thing where if there is a hill, there's a shot, and like the elevation could play a part. So, just something to keep in mind. It's not as substantial until you get in something like, was it Hill 331? Well, God, yeah, yeah, where it's like a steep terrain. Maybe I'm thinking of a different map. Oh, God, there's so many. Anyway, point of the matter is, it's not as substantial for that little bit yet, but it still can play a part. Anyway, a lot of infantry pushing on in once again through this tight corridor, but MG is there. He did do something. He did do something. Now the question is, what can he do? Well, yeah, MG suppressing. It's going to chain. I don't think he's close enough to get a bundle grenade. I think he'll be suppressed before then. Su-85 blocked by pathfinding because of the this area in the ET gun. So bad coordination by there. Again, make sure you're aware of that. Really helps your team out. I say this as a person who has accidentally killed dozens of his own friendly armored units. Make sure, you know, just be, don't screw over your team. But allies are still keeping it very competitive, although overpopulation does tendency to side with Ryan Parsons and Kurt Russell. As well as, if I'm looking at this honestly, while the Panzerfusiliers's are getting a number of kills, we can see here Ryan lost a hell of a lot of units in those pushes, and yeah, there goes another veteran unit, all gone. At the very least, Kurt Russell's still doing very well. Jackson, wow, perfect use of that terrain, like I mentioned. High ground, hits it. Coming in from the low ground, no. Oh my God, second shot. There we go. I knew me explaining things would lead up eventually. It's foreshadowing, setting up future events. Anyway, we got a howitzer shot. Oh, going in left. I thought it was going on the right one. All right, rear echelons, and then some of it push. Oh, no, it's really just, we're going to focus on the more important AT guns hitting our Tiger front. Fire AT. Oh, they got AT grenade on it. before dying. Oh, can they finish off the Tiger? Come on, AT guns. Run! Or, I was going to say shoot, but running is more important at this point. Running is very, very important. My God. Shark Troops S-285 coming on in, firing a shot against the Sturms. Jackson under fire from a Vet 4. Gotta say, all the high veterancy units OKW's been throwing. Sure, some of them are more recruit than others, and the Sudan really thought would be playing more of a part in this game, honestly. But now we're just seeing a ton of issues. Now it looks like the Soviet player is absolutely the weak link. He cannot deal with that Sudan. While the paratroopers have been managing to do it, he now has to get a third squad. That's going to really impact his manpower. Although he has another Jackson coming on in. If Kurt Russell can come in, and this is very important, or Ryan Parsons, and they overextend, then you can see important socks really knock the socks out of the enemy because they would be overextended. Now, also a good Katusha shot right here could annihilate those Sudan. Like, we know where he's going. He's chasing this. Come on. I am puzzled as to why it's not firing. Oh, there we go. Oh, so close. That's a Vet 4 Ober that barely made it out. MG, though, pushed back to bulk. Keeping things, again, very close in total score. Jackson's moving on in. Paratroopers going in for that point. Panzer IV and Panther. Again, not bad options, especially in mass. But Jacksons are opening fire, quickly shredding it. Luckily, Panther did miss the Jackson. Import Sock's going to have to really pull out all the stops in order to counteract Ryan's armor group on the left and mid. And that annoying Tiger and half-track with plus Kubo combo. Not Vet 5 yet. Again, in Vet 5, you would win the game almost automatically, but unless there's a fluke in the system. But so far, Vet 4. We'll see if he gets up to Vet 5 and wins the game. S-285 pushes back the Tiger with a nice clean shot that did not pen, which is very important. Did he upgrade this? Oh, he's slowly upgrading it. Now they're getting a Stuka. Population-wise, the Allies are down, but really, it's okay. So really the big thing is these paratroopers. They're advancing, but what is their support? Paratroopers are it's the same thing. Okay, not the exact same thing. Actually, no, unless I'm mistaken, I hope I am correct on this. Again, unfortunately, Sean Connery did pass away at the time, like right around the time of this recording, which is unfortunate. Fantastic actor, again, plenty of good stuff from Red October, again, Indy's dad, and again, The Rock, all sorts of awesome things. But, oh god, what was I going to bring up? Bridge Too Far is, as well as, I believe he's in that. I want to say he's in it. I really hope I didn't mess him up. I swear to god I thought Sean Connery was in A Bridge Too Far. Great movie. But yeah, it deals with the whole Operation Market Garden overextending paratrooper thing. And yeah, I'm starting to feel like these paratroopers are being let out to die in a lot of these situations. Like doing way more than they have any intention to. Again, we'll see. But that's my inclination, is that they're going to be they're going to be sent in the middle of a panzer group and just get KO'd. Now, luckily, a great arty barrage by the Soviet does not manage to lead to a kill, but does force them back. This Tiger's completely undefended. A big armor push on the right would be perfect. Major can provide the recon. There is an S-285 down. That's a big if. Jacksons, though, are raring to go. Kenwiffer's there. Just send some infantry. Do you have the paratroopers? You do. They're on another front, though. Damn it. That would have been a good push. This Tiger is 100% overextended. In terms of having no infantry support. All the Jackson S-285, you could clean that up real quick. That was the opportunity. They did not see it, though. They just did not see it. Now, paratroopers could get the kill here if they're lucky. They have not been lucky in getting kills all game. Jackson's, though, coming on in. This is where they could provide that fire support. P-47's coming on in, but smoke drop initially. They're all grouped up. This could allow more rocket hits. Airstrikes them doing a lot of work. They're doing a hell of a lot of work, and they get the Tiger. That's what they needed. That's 100% what the American force needed. The Germans are on the retreat. Do we have AT? We do. Panzer Shreks are inbound on target, but The counterpoint is P-47s will hit. Wait. Stuka, devastating strike. Paratroopers, I don't know if they can hold against that now. We have the plane. Anti-air is, well, did not help in that situation. Anti-air is fantastic until it kills your units. But, yeah, Panzer is giving chase now to the Jacksons. There's a open corridor, but it looks like the MG. Nice smoke! Allowing the PyroShark to come on through. Oh, my God. Fantastic work. Ryan Parsons might be able to get a kill on this Jackson. He does manage to. Awesome job in that regard. Fire, keeping him at bay. But, again, that's a big loss to lose to Jackson. Especially, I know Tiger's more valuable, but at veterancy and as well, the Americans are down. They need to keep their stuff alive to keep it in the game. Paratroopers are going to hold for the best of their ability. Howitzer as well, kind of staying there. Echelons as well, just trying to pop some shots at target. We do have a Rifleman squad coming on in as well. Again, he has a decent amount of infantry still in the front. He could take that. Looks like the Americans and Soviets have been facing a lot of those issues with the VPs. That just be, I think it's a lot of the Soviet. I just don't think the Soviet has a lot to deal with Obersudan and the Panzerfusiliers without the Katyusha, and the Katyusha has not yielded the great results I would like to see from it. It has yet to squad wipe them, and if anything, Panzerfusiliers, they're Vet 5. I mean, like, these things are brutal, and what are you going to do to kill them? I don't know, but you need to do something and finish it off. KV could be an opportunity. Backed up by ET, that could do enough. There is only one tank. S-85 could focus it, and KV could take the hits. Backed up by another AT gun, you could see it. Jackson's as well maneuvering, but again, now you have the Panther and Panzer IV. Now Ryan again has to wait for the Tiger to become available, but that will be available in 45 seconds. That's 45 seconds to get some kills, or by chance lose this game. Because I don't know how many times the American can keep doing these single engagements before he himself gets lured into a situation where he cannot win. Now, is this armored vehicle? Okay, it is prioritizing vehicles. I was scared for a second. I'm like, really? Panzer IV taking hits. Katyusha on standby. He's waiting, maybe. But Stuka is doing a nice barrage coming in. I'm assuming along this area. No, it goes forward, but does kill the MG. Katyusha coming on in. Greyshot on the Obersudan. This could be a squad wipe. Again, very low, but they managed to escape. And the Panzerfusiliers, again, I like how he separated the units. Griefed out the Obersudan a little bit, but he did separate the units. Again, not a bad idea whatsoever. Okay. Now, what do we have available? Panzerfusiliers really just have to fight out the KV and the MG. Not really much else, honestly. I'm not seeing the paratroopers. Where are they? They are just sitting in the back. Okay. These paratroopers, by the way, have... God damn. They... 80 kills? Panzerfusiliers, though, are neck and neck with them. So, again, super close. Tiger is on the field, though. We have, what, 4 armored vehicles? Jagdpanzer will make 5 versus 2 Jacksons, an S-85 and a KV, but the KV's not going to do it. Again, like I mentioned before, they're grouped up. Panzer are, again, especially Tiger. All right, now it looks like Import Sox is hoping to do the same thing he did before, but he doesn't have the AT he had before with the P-47s. He just doesn't have that extra bit, and I don't think he's going to get the kill here. In all honesty, I think he'll push him back, but I don't know. I mean, looks like there was a kill there. I'm assuming that might have been... No, it was Ryan Parsons' unit. Oh, I think he lost a Panzerfusilier squad. Katyusha's opening fire. Obersudan does get hit again. At the very least, the Katyusha's doing a great job of killing very valuable pieces of... very expensive infantry units and forcing them back. That's the one thing I would say about the Katyusha. And that is maybe helping... Ernio come back in terms of having a bigger army. And Port Sox is still doing very well. And again, he's spending a lot of manpower on reinforcing the paratroopers, but I think overall he's still doing well. I think overall he's still fighting effectively well. Now, the big thing. Yeah, we just hit 100 points. So if the Axis keep doing what they're doing, they're going to win this game via VPs. The Allies need to do something substantial. And I keep putting out there the right-hand side. The right-hand side is completely vulnerable. The left is a little more concentrated with infantry. Now, because of how Kurt Russell's doing, he has a lot of his infantry grouped up, and a good Katusha will force it back, and they'll give 30 seconds, most likely, I would say. 30-second window for the armor to do what it needs to do. Now you have to worry, of course, about the Yagpons are coming on in. That is substantial, but I think if you had enough firepower coming in, you could deal with it. But now, what's happening is all the armor is going to the farthest point outside the base, and now we're seeing the Grand Offensive possibly begin. We have all the Obusadon, the Tiger, and everything coming in along the weakened flank. Again, Jackson's doing the same thing they did before. They're trying to push the armor back. Again, good play by Ryan Parsons. He knows this playbook. This is the third time you've done it. This is like an NFL team being like, hey, they won't expect this trick the third time, or this play, doing the same damn thing in a row. It's like, yeah, we suspected. Now, luckily, that Katusha doesn't seem to be hitting as well as it did before. Obusadon are just shredding the engineers. That's a big loss right there for Enro. Or Ernyo, what am I saying? Can they get that unit? No, they can't get the Panzerfusileer. Again, Obusadon are just cleaning house. You have the Stern Pioneer squad over here. Hell, at this point, I would place mines if I was him. He has 1,000 manpower. I'm surprised he hasn't placed mines before. Maybe he did. I just can't see it. I don't see it. So yeah, place mines here in case they counterattack. Jackson's coming on in. Again, I'll give credit to how effective those Jacksons have been. But I have to diminish how... Yeah, because right now he doesn't have the infantry. Paratroopers, unfortunately, were repositioned to another area. And there goes the Jackson. Unfortunate. Nothing guarding against the Tiger tank coming on in. Just wrecking house against all this infantry. We do have one S-285, but that's not nearly enough. And before you say Greyshot, alright? Before you say Greyshot, how on earth are the Allies supposed to see what the Axis have? There's no way the Allies can see what the Axis have. You can see right now they don't have a recon. Well, if he got a major, he could get a cheap recon. Now, maybe a Jackson could take out this? No? Okay. Oh, you gonna go squad wipe? Very lucky he didn't lose the paratroopers, but he did lose the MG. That's gonna put a little more time before imported stocks can come in. Armor is now coming on in, and I think this armor is that we can have state. The Parsons might be able to come in and just, well, circumvent all this armor and just take it out. I think that's a possibility. Right now, Bazooka team opening fire. Oh, PyroShark team, what am I saying? Sorry. Has he upgraded to give other people what? He has not, okay. Smoke coming down. I love how we've been seeing a lot more smoke recently. But hey, it's worked out really well for the armor. Anyway, Panzerfusileer's coming on in. We got more smoke coming on in along the side. IS-2's on the field. Smoke was dropped. Infantry is trying to engage. But is it enough? Is it enough? Well, unfortunately, Ryan here, a nice attempt at a grenade to kill the units on retreat, but no dice. Right now, Panther could open fire. IS-2's doing that. Trying to kill the infantry, but alas, no dice in that regard. Katusha's moving on in, but we have the armor right there. No AT. These paratroopers can't do shit to armor. They're paratroopers. They're not exactly equipped to deal with a Panzer IV or a Tiger, for God's sakes. Anyway, Obusadon are going to shred that shock troop, especially on the retreat path. I have no idea what he's doing. Sacrificing units. We have smoke coming on in. Gonna, again, a couple shots in the IS-2. Smoke will prevent a return shot. No retaliation. Tiger's trying to guard mid. And again, on this map, we're seeing battles on... Oh, great kill right there. Sorry, we're seeing a lot of fighting going on mid. Bit of left. But like, I still point out, like, a combined allied force. This is the farthest point away from the Axis base, which means it's the longest point in which they can reinforce. Here, it's a lot easier because it's literally across the creek. Suka gets a great shot hitting the Jackson, a lot of the infantry. We have more paratroopers coming on in. Katusha firing, but is hitting the support gun? That might be a waste because, well, the infantry is your bigger threat by far. Now, if you get the kill, great. I'm like nothing against that, but just showing like your paratrooper squad has been cut down, or sorry, import socks. You don't exactly have any infantry. You have a KV, sure, but the Germans have a fuck ton of armor. So essentially, you're sending a unit out to hopefully get some kills and kill it enough before you die. The Soviets are now implementing the German strategy of, hey, we'll just build this thing. Hopefully it kills enough men that that makes it worth the cost. Sure, why not? Except Soviets are supposed to not be doing that because that would be bad. They do manage to push back the Panzerfusiliers, but Germans have complete supremacy over the VPs. They could take left. I'm assuming they think the American player's over there, which would, I mean, Smoke could easily verify it, and Kurt Russell is enough. But I don't think we're gonna see that. I think we're about to see a German win. Unless like something incredible happens. Katusha could get a squad wipe. No, doesn't. Does force them back though. And I think it's Veterancy 3. It is 39 kills. Kubel, Veterancy 5. Need to point that out before the game, if it does reach its climax. I definitely want to point that out. The fact they've also been sitting there is astounding to me that the Soviets have not come in. Especially because there's no mines. Like, I'm not seeing any German mines. So literally, it's a straight shot. They've done nothing. And I feel like the Soviets been attacking through here. I feel like a grand offensive here, forcing them back, would be super helpful. Su-85 firing a shot, but again, you have the Jagdpanzer right there. And again, it's not exactly high on health. You do have Trouble Engineers that could help make quick repairs of a lot of stuff. And IS-2 is somewhat there. But again, you have this big heavy tank, but the Tigers absolutely have veterancy on you. Some more than others. 35 kills on that one. Hot damn. So what do you do? All right, now we got fire coming down. Could get the kill with retreating. All right, that, again, not bad use of fire until... Oh, okay, IS-2's like, nah, I'm just going to kill him. Paratroopers pushing on in. Being massacred by the Tiger. Again, have a T. Stop pushing for this area. If you can't support the paratroopers, no point of wasting them. By God. Anyway, smoke being dropped to stop the S-85 from firing. Germans pretty much have dominated that point. Katusha's already fired, so no artillery's coming in. There's been enough artillery fire stuff against the Allies. I don't think there's anything left. Ernio has made a decent comeback by at least playing heavier armor and at least trying to keep that alive. Sure, but he has no infantry. They have no way. Big armor push coming on in. Tiger's still getting repairs. They're trying to kill the IS-2 in the last-ditch effort. They won't kill it by the time the game ends, but they probably would have killed it if they had like 5 more seconds. All right. So that is the game going to the Germans. Excellent work on that part. Anyway, let's check the after-action report and see who submitted this replay. All right, let me double-check this real quick. I'm pretty sure that I know what the top killers would be with the Panzerfusiliers and the paratroopers, but top damage, Import Socks, and top kills, Kurt Russell. Though, Ryan Parsons, thank you so very much, kind sir, for submitting this replay. Thank you very much. Glad to be doing replays again. Unfortunately, I had to take a break for a while, for those who don't know, because of illness. But hopefully I can keep doing these at a consistent rate. Ryan, you did lose quite a bit. Again, good job on Kurt Russell. Look at that KD. That is a fantastic KD and top damage. But Ryan did very well in damage, so good job in that regard. And yeah, again, Ernio just, oh God, that... Ryan, you are versing a tougher player in my opinion, so I'll give you full credit there. But my lord, that is not a great KD for either side. But in any case, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. It's been Greyshot17, reminding you to submit your replays. And if you want to support the channel, like, subscribe, check out the links below, and I'll see all of you next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. Before you guys go, I want to give a special shout out to my incredible patrons who've been supporting me while I've been out sick. That includes Aphyria, Little Koosh, Joey G240, Seth Kuipers, Anton, Bishara, Ion, PyroShark, Ashley Beeson, Ace, and Jakub Ocwieja. You guys are incredible for supporting me while I've been out trying to recover from the after effects of COVID. Thank you guys so much for your incredible support, and to everyone currently watching the video.